to sign or anything. I was going to transfer second semester. So I came over here with them, and he was like, hey, yeah, come see if the coach, so the coach can take a look at you and everything. And the coach liked me, and he had a best friend in our community college in Texas. And he was like, hey, you need a middle infielder. I like how you play. I'll give you a full ride. I was like, Texas? I mean, that's a little far, but, when you grow up around baseball, you travel a lot. So I was like, it's not a big difference. Plus, when I was 14, I moved out of my own home. I lived with my parents, My brother moved out when he was 16. When I was 10, that's when I started moving around to my godfather's house and stuff like that, uncles and stuff like that. So for me, it wasn't a big move. Just to move to Texas, another house, I was like, all right, go ahead. I'm moving on. So I went, and of course, Conchi told me, he was like, hey, it's a great chance, 100% community college, one of the best leagues in community, JUCO college over there. Just go ahead, full ride. I was like, all right. Went over there, did pretty good. Then that's how I ended up after 2 years, I transferred to D1. But this whole time I was there, I kept on calling this guy. Because this guy knew everything that was going to happen. Even when I needed advice, it was him. To this day, I call him. Every time I need advice, to this day, I call him. And I ask him, Conchi, what do I do? Sometimes it's just mental, because you know how mental baseball is. Mental is about 80-90% mental. So every time I just needed him to be like, stop being a pussy. That's all I needed to hear. I was like, all right, you're right. That's all I needed to hear. There was a few of those calls that I needed, Some other times, yeah, do this, do that, try this, try that. But every time I'm over there, I still ask him for advice, because he knows what goes around. He knows what I need to do. He knows me as a player, That's one of the things, that's my best ability, to listen. Everywhere I go, I'm humble enough, I'm pretty good as a player, but still I know that there's people that know more about baseball. I'm barely 21, There's people like him that have been around the game of baseball for 40, 30 years, It's just unbelievable. And I'm over here, trying to tell them that I know more than them. Doesn't make sense. I know they know more than me. So I'm always going to listen and get the most of it. That's the best ability that I have. I always listen to everything they tell me. And in and out of the field, I try to listen. I try to put it on practice everywhere I go. But that's the first thing. The second thing, education. Education made a big difference for me. Because when it comes to D1s, I graduated from high school with a 3.7. 3.7 as a senior. That tells a lot as a player, If you have good education, it means that you listen and you think about it. Because all you need to do in class is listen and do your work. That's it. If you do those two things, you're going to get good grades. And they know that. If they have a guy that has a good approach in class, they expect a good guy in the field as well. And a lot of D1s, and I talk to my D1 coach all the time. He's like my dad now, just like Conchi, He's like my dad now. We go, we talk, we have talks out of the field, in of the field. And they're always talking about guys, damn, he's so good, but he has like a 2.5 or something. I don't know about this guy. They just wonder, Compared to a guy that has a 3.0, you know what? I don't even have to worry about that guy. When they don't have to worry about you, they work with you more. Because they know you're worth it. Over here, I'm in college still, and I still have a 3.3 right now, as of right now. And my coaches know, when I moved to JUCO college in Galveston, 2-year captain. Move over here, last year I was an assistant captain. This year I'm the head captain of the team. That tells a lot. I can tell you a lot to see that I always put the example for the guys. I got from California, San Ysidro, all the way going to Texas, and just be a captain to all those guys over there. Just think about it. Just one guy. I can tell a lot from a guy. I can tell a guy a lot from a person. That just tells you the approach they have in and out of the field. You always have to set, for you seniors, you always have to set the example. The one thing that we do as seniors, we're always up front. We're always the first ones. So every meeting that I have, say my meeting's at 4, I'm 30 minutes before the meeting starts.